What's stopping you from becoming the person you were born to be? Is it the noise of the world screaming at you to conform, to scroll, to compare, to chase fleeting distractions like a dog after its tail? Or is it something deeper, something inside you? A quiet saboteur whispering that your dreams are too big, your time too short, your will too weak? Let's be brutally honest. Most people don't fail because the world is against them. They fail because they lose sight of what matters. They trade their priorities for shadows, their purpose for comfort, their potential for a life of quiet desperation. And the tragedy? They don't even see it happening until it's too late. You're here because you feel it, the pull of something greater, the ache of a life unlived, the weight of a dream deferred. You're here because you know deep down that focus isn't just a buzzword. It's the blade that carves your future from the raw stone of existence. But why is it so hard to stay focused? Why do so many drift, distracted, defeated, while a rare few rise like titans, unyielding in their pursuit? This is not a lecture. This is not a pep talk. This is a call to awaken, to seize the reins of your mind, your time, your life, and to forge a path that burns with purpose. Let's walk this journey together, step by step, and uncover why most people fail to stay focused on their priorities and how you can defy the odds. The human mind is a battlefield, a relentless war zone where thoughts clash like armies in the night. Every day, you wake into a storm of distractions, notifications pinging like gunfire, obligations piling like rubble, doubts creeping like spies in the shadows. I understood this better than most. He wrote that the mind is the master weaver, capable of crafting tapestries of triumph or rags of regret. But here's the truth. He didn't sugarcoat. Your mind is only as powerful as your ability to direct it. Focus is not a gift, it's a discipline. And most people fail because they never learn to wield it. Think of Thomas Edison, hunched over his workbench, the world calling him a fool as he chased the impossible glow of a light bulb. 10,000 failures, they say, 10,000 moments where he could have surrendered to doubt, to distraction, to the easy lure of giving up. But he didn't. Why? Because his mind was a fortress, his priority clear as the dawn, to illuminate the world. Not metaphorically, literally. Every experiment, every sleepless night was a brick in the wall of his focus. Compare that to the modern soul, strolling through a feed of half-formed opinions, chasing likes, chasing trends, chasing anything but the fire within. The difference isn't talent, it's clarity. Edison knew what he wanted, do you? Clarity is the first pillar of focus, the compass that points your soul toward its true north. Without it, you're a ship adrift, tossed by every wave of whim or worry. Hill taught us that definiteness of purpose is the starting point of all achievement, not a vague wish, not a fleeting hope, but a burning, unshakable vision of what you're here to do. Look at Elon Musk, a man who seems to defy the laws of time itself. He builds rockets, cars, tunnels, neural networks, not because he's superhuman, but because he's crystal clear on his mission to make humanity a multiplanetary species. Every decision, every hour, every ounce of his energy aligns with that singular goal. Distractions fall away like leaves in a storm when your purpose is that sharp. But clarity alone isn't enough. You can know your destination and still never leave the shore. Why? Because belief, raw, unyielding belief in yourself, is the fuel that powers the journey. Hill called it faith, not in a religious sense, but in the unshakable conviction that you are capable of achieving what you set out to do. Doubt is the thief of focus. It creeps in subtle at first, whispering that you're not smart enough, not strong enough, not worthy enough. And the world amplifies it. Society loves to remind you of your limits, to box you in with labels and expectations. Abraham Lincoln, a man born in a log cabin, mocked as a lanky dreamer, could have listened to those voices. He could have stayed a small-town lawyer, fading into obscurity, but he believed in a vision of a united nation, believed in his capacity to lead, believed even when the world laughed. That belief kept his eyes fixed on the priority of preserving a nation, no matter the cost. Most people don't fail because they lack talent or opportunity. They fail because they let doubt erode their focus. They let the voices, external and internal, convince them to lower their sights, to settle for less, to trade their dreams for the safety of the ordinary. Look around. How many people do you know who are living half lives, distracted by the trivial, chasing goals that aren't even theirs? The average person spends hours a day on screens, consuming content that adds nothing to their purpose, numbing their ambition with a steady drip of comparison and noise. They're not focused on their priorities because they've forgotten what it feels like to believe in something bigger than themselves. So how do you build that belief? You start by choosing it. Belief isn't a lightning bolt from the sky. It's a muscle you train. Hill spoke of autosuggestion, the art of feeding your mind with thoughts of victory, not defeat. Stand in front of a mirror and tell yourself you are capable. Write your goals in ink, not sand. Surround yourself with reminders of what you're fighting for. Walt Disney, a man who turned sketches into empires, was told his ideas were childish, impractical. Yet he built Disneyland on the bedrock of his belief, a vision so vivid it outlasted him. Every time you choose to affirm your potential, you lay another brick in the foundation of your focus. You drown out the noise, you sharpen the blade. But let's not romanticize this. Focus isn't a warm, fuzzy feeling. It's a war. And no war is won without discipline, the iron will to say no to what doesn't serve your purpose. Discipline is where dreams meet reality, where vision becomes action. Henry Ford, the man who put America on wheels, didn't just dream of affordable cars. He obsessed over the process, refining assembly lines, cutting waste, ignoring critics who called his ideas impossible. Discipline meant waking up every day and choosing the hard path, choosing to work when others rested, to learn when others played, to persist when others quit. Most people fail to stay focused because they crave instant gratification. They want the reward without the grind, the summit without the climb. But discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Picture your life as a garden. Your priorities, the dreams, goals, and values that define you are the seeds you plant. Distractions are the weeds, creeping in, stealing sunlight, choking growth. Discipline is the act of weeding day after day without fail. It's saying no to the extra hour of sleep, the mindless scroll, the temptation to please everyone but yourself. It's choosing to write one more page, run one more mile, study one more hour, even when every fiber of your being screams for ease. Discipline isn't sexy. It's not glamorous. But it's the difference between a life of regret and a life of triumph. And yet, discipline alone can feel like pushing a boulder uphill. That's where purpose comes, in the fire that fuels your focus, the why that makes the how bearable. Purpose is what kept Nelson Mandela unbroken through 27 years in a prison cell. It's what drove Malala Yousafzai to speak for girls' education, even with a target on her back. Purpose is the answer to the question, why does this matter? Without it, your priorities are just tasks, your focus just effort. With it, every step feels like a step toward destiny. Hill wrote that a burning desire is the starting point of all riches, not just financial, but emotional, spiritual, intellectual. Find your why, and the distractions of the world lose their grip. Find your why, and focus becomes not a chore, but a calling. But purpose doesn't mean you're immune to failure. Failure is not the opposite of focus. It's part of it. The world loves to sell the myth of overnight success, but the truth is messier. Every titan of history faced setbacks that would have crushed a lesser spirit. J.K. Rowling, rejected by 12 publishers, could have buried her manuscript in a drawer. Instead, she kept writing, kept submitting, kept believing. Her focus wasn't just on the act of writing, but on the resilience to keep going when the world said no. Most people fail to stay focused because they see failure as a stop sign, not a detour. They let one rejection, one mistake, one bad day derail their priorities. But failure is a teacher, not a tyrant. It shows you where to sharpen your focus, where to adjust your aim. Adaptability is the partner of resilience, the ability to pivot without losing sight of your goal. Look at Steve Jobs, ousted from his own company, only to return and redefine the world with the iPhone. He didn't cling to a single plan. He adapted, learned, evolved. The world is not static, and neither should your focus be. Priorities shift as life shifts, new challenges, new opportunities, new seasons. The key is to stay flexible without losing your core vision. Hill called this the principle of organized effort, aligning your actions with your goals even as the path twists. Most people fail because they're rigid, clinging to outdated plans, or they're aimless, drifting with every breeze. Adaptability keeps your focus alive, dynamic, unbreakable. And yet, in the pursuit of focus, there's one ingredient often overlooked: gratitude. It sounds soft, but it's steel. Gratitude is the lens that sharpens your priorities, reminding you what's worth fighting for. Hill believed that a grateful mind attracts opportunity because it sees the world not as a place of lack, but of possibility. Oprah Winfrey, a woman who rose from poverty to global influence, credits gratitude as her anchor. Every morning, she journals what she's thankful for, not just the wins, but the struggles, the lessons, the chance to keep going. Gratitude keeps you grounded when success tempts you to arrogance, and it lifts you when failure threatens to break you. Without it, focus becomes obsession, a joyless grind. With it, every step feels like a gift. Now, let's talk about action, the heartbeat of focus. Ideas are cheap, execution is rare. Hill's philosophy wasn't about sitting in a room dreaming big, it was about doing big. Every priority you hold, every dream you chase demands movement. Not tomorrow, not when you're ready, not when the stars align now. The world is littered with the graves of good intentions, people who had grand plans but never took the first step. Action is the antidote to distraction. It's the choice to write the first sentence, make the first call, take the first risk. Look at Andrew Carnegie, a penniless immigrant who built a steel empire, not by wishing, but by acting, hiring, innovating, persisting. Every action you take is a vote for your priorities, a declaration that your focus is alive. But action without learning is a hamster wheel. The most focused people in history weren't just doers, they were students. Benjamin Franklin, a printer's apprentice turned polymath, devoured books, ideas, experiments. He didn't just act, he learned, refined, grew. Most people fail to stay focused because they stop learning. They think they've arrived, or they fear looking foolish by admitting they don't know. But learning is the oxygen of progress. Every book you read, every skill you master, every mistake you analyze sharpens your focus, aligns your actions with your priorities. The world is a classroom, and those who stay curious stay focused. As we near the end of this journey, let's confront the final truth. Focus is a choice you make every day, every hour, every moment. It's not a one-time decision, but a relentless commitment to your priorities. The world will never stop trying to pull you away its noise, its demands, its temptations are endless. But so is your potential. You are not a victim of circumstance, not a pawn of fate. You are the architect of your destiny, the sculptor of your soul. Hill taught us that every adversity carries the seed of an equivalent advantage. Every distraction, every doubt, every failure is a chance to choose focus, to choose your priorities, to choose the life you were meant to live. So stand up right now. Look at the world with clear eyes and a burning heart. Decide what matters truly matters and let everything else fall away. Your priorities are not a checklist, they're a legacy. They're the story you will tell when the sun sets on your life. Will it be a story of distraction, of dreams abandoned, of potential squandered? Or will it be a story of focus, of purpose, of a life lived with intention? The choice is yours. Not tomorrow, not someday, now, Focus is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about waking up each day and choosing to move toward your priorities, no matter how small the step. It's about believing in your vision when no one else does, disciplining your mind when the world screams for your attention, acting when fear begs you to wait. You are capable of more than you know. You are stronger than you feel. You are here in this moment because you were born for greatness, not the world's definition of greatness, but yours. So go. Build your fortress of focus. Plant your flag on the hill of your priorities. Let the world rage. Let the doubts roar. Let the distractions claw at your door. You are not most people. You are not destined to fail. You are destined to rise, to create, to become. Start now. Stay focused. And never, ever look back. The world is a relentless tide, pulling you toward mediocrity, toward the safe harbor of the ordinary. But you are not meant for safe harbors. You are meant for open seas, for uncharted waters, for destinations that only a focused mind can reach. The question is not whether you have the potential, it's whether you have the courage to protect it. Focus is not a fleeting moment of clarity. It's a fortress you build, brick by brick, against the chaos of the world. Let's keep moving forward, deeper into the heart of what it means to stay true to your priorities, to live a life that echoes long after you're gone. Your mind is the crucible where your future is forged. I knew this when he wrote that thoughts are things powerful, tangible forces that shape your reality. But thoughts are not obedient soldiers. They're wild horses galloping in every direction unless you rein them in. Most people fail to stay focused because they let their minds run feral, chasing fears, doubts, or fleeting pleasures. They don't train their thoughts. They don't choose their mindset. And a mind without direction is a ship without a rudder, doomed to drift. Consider the story of Marie Curie, a woman who defied a world that told her science was a man's domain. In a cramped, freezing shed, she toiled, isolating radium through years of grueling labor. Her mindset was not one of complaint or entitlement, but of relentless curiosity and purpose. Every failed experiment, every sleepless night was a choice to focus on her priority, unlocking the secrets of the universe. She didn't have better tools or more time than her peers. She had a better mindset. She chose to see obstacles as stepping stones, not walls. Today, the battle for your mindset is fiercer than ever. The world bombards you with noise, social media algorithms designed to hijack your attention, news cycles that thrive on fear, voices that tell you to aim lower, to settle, to scroll. Every ping of your phone is a thief, stealing a fragment of your focus. But you are not powerless. You can choose your thoughts as deliberately as you choose your clothes. A focused mindset begins with awareness. Awareness of the stories you tell yourself, the beliefs you let take root. Are you telling yourself you're too busy, too tired, too small? Or are you telling yourself you're capable, unstoppable, destined? Hill's principle of autosuggestion is your weapon here. Feed your mind with visions of victory. Write your goals in bold letters and read them daily. Speak them aloud until they sink into your bones. When Howard Schultz, the man who turned Starbucks into a global empire, was laughed at for his vision of coffee as a cultural experience, he didn't shrink. He fed his mind with images of bustling cafes, of connection, of quality. He trained his thoughts to align with his priorities, and the world bent to his will. Your mindset is the soil where your focus grows. Tend it fiercely, or the weeds of distraction will choke it. Clarity gives you direction, but belief gives you the courage to move. Without belief, your priorities are just words on a page, fragile as paper in a storm. Hill called belief the spark that ignites desire into action, the force that turns dreams into reality. Most people fail to stay focused because they don't truly believe they can achieve what they set out to do. They let doubt creep in, a slow poison that erodes their resolve. They look at their goals and see impossibility, not opportunity. Think of Muhammad Ali, a man who called himself the greatest before the world agreed. In the face of racism, skepticism, and even imprisonment for his beliefs. He never wavered. His belief in his own greatness wasn't arrogance, it was focus. Every punch he threw, every fight he won, was a testament to a mind that refused to doubt. He didn't just want to be a champion, he believed he was destined to be one. That belief kept his priorities sharp: training, discipline, legacy when the world tried to pull him away. Building belief is not a passive act. It's a deliberate choice to reject the voices that say you are not enough. It's standing in the ring of your own life, bruised but unbowed, and declaring that you will not quit. Look at Sarah Blakely, who turned a simple idea, comfortable shapewear, into Spanx, $1 billion empire. She faced rejection after rejection, pitching her idea to manufacturers who saw no value in it. But her belief in her vision was unshakable. She didn't just hope, she knew. And that knowing kept her focused, kept her moving, kept her priorities alive. How do you cultivate belief? You start by acting as if it's already true. Hill taught us that the subconscious mind cannot distinguish between reality and imagination. Act like the person you want to become. Walk with purpose, speak with conviction, work with intensity. Every action reinforces your belief, and every belief strengthens your focus. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, not drag you down. Read stories of those who overcame impossible odds: Lincoln, Curie, Alley, Blakely. Let their victories fuel your own. Belief is not a gift. It's a fire you stoke day after day until it burns away the shadows of doubt. Focus begins with clarity, a vision so sharp it cuts through the fog of life's chaos. Hill's principle of definiteness of purpose is not a suggestion, it's a law. Without a clear destination, your efforts are scattered, your energy wasted. Most people fail to stay focused because they don't know what they're aiming for. They chase vague notions of success or happiness, never defining what those words mean to them. They're like archers, shooting arrows into the dark, hoping to hit a target they can't see. Clarity is not just about knowing what you want. It's about knowing why you want it. Take Walt Disney, a man whose childhood was marked by poverty and hardship. His priority wasn't just to draw cartoons, it was to create joy, to build worlds where imagination could thrive. Every decision building Disneyland, pioneering animation, enduring bankruptcies, was guided by that crystal clear vision. He didn't just dream, he defined his dream with precision. He knew what mattered, and he let everything else fall away. To find clarity, you must ask hard questions. What do you want your life to stand for? What legacy will you leave? Not in vague terms, but in vivid detail. Write it down. Paint the picture in your mind. If your priority is to build a business, see the office, the customers, the impact. If it's to write a book, feel the weight of the pages, hear the reader's voices. Clarity is the compass that keeps you on course when the world tries to pull you off. Without it, you're just wandering, distracted by every shiny object, every fleeting whim. But clarity isn't static. Life shifts, and so must your vision. Jeff Bezos, when he founded Amazon, didn't set out to build a bookstore. He saw a platform that could sell everything. As technology evolved, so did his priorities: cloud computing, streaming, AI, all aligned with a core vision of customer obsession. Clarity doesn't mean rigidity. It means knowing your North Star even as the path twists. Most people fail because they either lack clarity or cling to an outdated version of it. Stay sharp. Revisit your priorities. Refine your vision. Let clarity be your guide, not your cage. Vision is clarity's bolder cousin, the vivid dream that pulls you forward when logic says stop. Hill wrote that every great achievement begins with a burning desire, a vision so intense it becomes your reality before it exists in the world. Most people fail to stay focused because their vision is too small, too safe, too easily abandoned. They dream of comfort, not conquest. They aim for what's possible, not what's extraordinary. Consider the Wright brothers, two bicycle mechanics who dared to dream of flight when the world scoffed. Their vision wasn't just to build a machine, It was to defy gravity, to give humanity wings. Every failed prototype, every crash, every skeptic was a test of their focus. But their vision burned brighter than the doubts. They saw the sky not as a limit, but as a frontier. That vision kept them working, tinkering, believing, until December 1903, when they flew. Your vision must be big enough to scare you. It must wake you up at night, set your heart racing, demand your focus. It's not enough to want a better job. Envision leading an industry. It's not enough to want fitness. See yourself running marathons, climbing mountains. Hill taught us that a burning desire is the spark of all achievement, but it's your job to fan it into a flame. Write your vision in vivid detail. See it, feel it, live it in your mind. Let it be the fire that consumes distractions, the light that guides your priorities. But vision without action is a daydream. The Wright brothers didn't just dream of flight. They built, tested, failed, and built again. Vision is the blueprint. Action is the construction. Most people fail because they get lost in the dreaming, never taking the first step. Your vision is your why, but it's worthless without the how. Let it pull you forward, but don't let it paralyze you. Focus is the bridge between what you see and what you create. Purpose is the soul of focus, the deep-rooted why that makes every sacrifice worthwhile. Without purpose, your priorities are just tasks, your focus a fleeting effort. Hill believed that a definite purpose transforms effort into destiny. Most people fail to stay focused because they don't know why they're fighting. They chase goals that society hands them wealth, status, approval, without asking if those goals align with their soul. Look at Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in a prison cell, yet never lost sight of his purpose, a free, united South Africa. That purpose was his anchor, keeping his focus steady through unimaginable hardship. Every letter he wrote, every conversation he held, every moment of resistance was a choice to prioritize his vision over despair. Purpose doesn't make the path easy. It makes it worth walking. Your purpose doesn't have to change the world. It can be to raise a family that thrives, to create art that inspires, to build a business that serves. But it must be yours, not your parents', not your peers, not the world's. To find it, ask, what would I do if I had no fear? What would I fight for if I had nothing to lose? Purpose is not found in a single moment. It's uncovered through reflection, through trial, through living. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Let it be the heartbeat of your priorities, the rhythm that keeps you moving. Most people drift because they lack this anchor. They fill their days with busyness, mistaking motion for progress. But purpose gives meaning to every step. It turns discipline from a chore into a calling, action from a task into a mission. When you know your why, the world's distractions lose their power. You don't scroll for hours when you're fighting for something bigger than yourself. You don't quit when you're driven by something deeper than comfort. Discipline is the backbone of focus, the steel that holds your priorities together when the world tries to break them apart. Hill called it the master key to riches, not just financial, but in every facet of life. Most people fail to stay focused because they lack discipline, choosing the easy path over the right one. They want the reward without the work, the victory without the fight. Henry Ford didn't just dream of affordable cars. He built them through relentless discipline. He revolutionized manufacturing with the assembly line, not because he was a genius, but because he was obsessive. He woke early, worked late, refined processes, ignored critics. Every choice was a vote for his priority, making cars accessible to the masses. Discipline meant saying no to distractions, no to comfort, no to anything that didn't serve his goal. Discipline is not about perfection, it's about consistency. It's showing up when you're tired, when you're uninspired, when the world feels heavy. It's writing one page when you'd rather sleep, running 1 mile when you'd rather sit, studying one chapter when you'd rather scroll. Picture your life as a cathedral, your priorities, the spires reaching for the sky. Discipline is the slow, steady work of laying each stone, even when no one sees, even when progress feels invisible. Most people fail because they wait for motivation, that fickle spark that comes and goes like a summer breeze. Discipline doesn't need motivation. It's fueled by commitment. Build habits that align with your priorities. Start small, a morning routine, a daily goal, a single act of focus. Over time, those habits become your armor, protecting your priorities from the world's chaos. Discipline is not glamorous, but it's unstoppable. It's the difference between those who dream and those who do. Action is the pulse of focus, the proof that your priorities are alive. Hill taught that faith without works is dead, and so is focus without action. Most people fail because they get stuck in planning, dreaming, or doubting, never taking the first step. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect permission. But perfection is a myth, and waiting is a trap. Andrew Carnegie, a penniless immigrant, didn't wait for wealth to build his steel empire. He acted hiring, investing, innovating, failing, and acting again. Every step was a brick in his legacy, a testament to a man who prioritized action over hesitation. The world doesn't reward thinkers, it rewards doers. Your priorities are meaningless unless you breathe life into them through movement. Action doesn't have to be grand. It's the email you send, the page you write, the call you make. It's the choice to start, even when you're not ready. Look at J.K. Rowling, scribbling Harry Potter on napkins as a single mother, broke and broken. She didn't wait for a publishing deal or a perfect life. She acted word by word, day by day. Her focus was not just on writing, but on acting on her vision, no matter the odds. The secret to action is momentum. Start small, but start now. Every step builds confidence, clarity, belief. Every action is a signal to the universe that you're serious, that your priorities are not negotiable. Most people fail because they let fear of failure stop them. But action is the antidote to fear. It's the courage to move, even when the path is unclear. Your priorities are waiting for you to bring them to life. Don't let them die in the cradle of inaction. Gratitude is the lens that sharpens your focus, reminding you why your priorities matter. Hill believed that a grateful mind attracts opportunity, not because of magic, but because it sees the world differently. Most people fail to stay focused because they're consumed by lack, what they don't have, what they've lost, what they fear. Gratitude shifts your perspective, turning obstacles into opportunities, struggles into lessons. Oprah Winfrey, a woman who rose from poverty and abuse to global influence, credits gratitude as her cornerstone. Every morning, she journals what she's thankful for, not just the successes, but the hardships, the growth, the chance to keep going. Gratitude kept her focused on her priorities, empowering others, telling stories, building a legacy when the world tried to pull her away. It's not about ignoring pain. It's about seeing possibility within it. Practice gratitude deliberately. Write 3 things each day that you're thankful for, no matter how small. A sunrise, a kind word, a lesson learned. Gratitude doesn't just make you feel good. It aligns your focus with what's essential. It reminds you that your priorities are not burdens, but gifts. It keeps you grounded when success tempts you to arrogance and lifts you when failure threatens to break you. Most people fail because they focus on what's missing. Gratitude teaches you to focus on what's possible. Focus is not a straight line. It's a dance, a rhythm of adapting to life's changes without losing your core. Hill's principle of organized effort means aligning your actions with your goals, even as the world shifts. Most people fail because they're either too rigid, clinging to outdated plans, or too aimless, drifting with every breeze. Adaptability is the balance, the ability to pivot while staying true to your priorities. Steve Jobs, ousted from Apple, could have given up. Instead, he adapted, building Pixar, learning, growing, until he returned to redefine technology with the iPhone. His focus wasn't on a single product, but on a vision of innovation that could bend to new realities. Adaptability doesn't mean abandoning your priorities. It means finding new ways to honor them. Life will throw curveballs, market crashes, personal losses, unexpected opportunities. The focused mind doesn't break, it bends. Reassess your priorities regularly. Ask, is this still serving my vision? Am I clinging to a path that no longer fits? Adaptability keeps your focus alive, dynamic, unbreakable. Most people fail because they fear change or embrace it too recklessly. You succeed by dancing with it, keeping your eyes on the prize. Resilience is the grit that keeps your focus alive when the world tries to shatter it. Hill knew that adversity is not the enemy of success. It's the forge where success is shaped. Most people fail because they see failure as a stop sign, not a detour. They let one setback, one rejection, one bad day derail their priorities. But the focused mind sees failure as feedback, a chance to grow stronger. Malala Yousafzai, shot for advocating girls' education, could have retreated into silence. Instead, she rose, her focus sharper than ever. Her priority, education for all, became a global movement, not because she avoided pain, but because she endured it. Resilience is not about avoiding failure. It's about refusing to let it define you. Build resilience by embracing discomfort. Train your mind to see setbacks as temporary, lessons as permanent. When you fail, ask, what can I learn? How can I grow? Every scar is a story of survival, a reminder that you're still here, still fighting. Most people fail because they quit too soon. Resilience is the choice to keep going, to keep your priorities in sight, no matter how dark the road. Learning is the fuel that keeps your focus burning. Hill believed that knowledge applied with purpose is power. Most people fail because they stop learning thinking they've arrived or fearing they'll look foolish. But the focused mind is a hungry mind, always seeking, always growing. Benjamin Franklin, a printer's apprentice turned statesman, scientist, and inventor, never stopped learning. He read voraciously, experimented relentlessly, questioned everything. His priorities, freedom, innovation, progress, were fueled by a mind that refused to stagnate. Every book, every failure, every conversation was a chance to sharpen his focus. Commit to lifelong learning. Read books that challenge you. Seek mentors who push you. Analyze your mistakes with curiosity, not shame. The world is a classroom, and those who stay curious stay focused. Most people fail because they settle for what they know. You succeed by hungering for what you don't. Now, as the sun rises on your soul, let's face the final truth. Focus is not a destination. It's a way of being. It's the choice to live with intention, to honor your priorities with every breath, to carve your mark on the world. Most people fail because they let life happen to them, drifting through days, years, lives, until they wake up wondering where it all went. But you are not most people. You are here in this moment because you feel the call to rise, to create, to become. Your priorities are not tasks, they're a legacy. They're the story you'll tell when the stars fade and the curtain falls. Will it be a story of distraction, of dreams abandoned, of potential squandered? Or will it be a story of focus, of purpose, of a life lived with fire? The world will never stop testing you. It will tempt you with ease, distract you with noise, challenge you with failure. But you are stronger than the world's chaos. You are the master of your mind, the captain of your fate. Stand up right now. Look at your life with eyes wide open, heart ablaze. Define your priorities with ruthless clarity. Believe in them with unshakable faith. Act on them with relentless discipline. Let gratitude ground you, adaptability guide you, resilience lift you. Learn, grow, fight. Every choice you make is a brick in the monument of your life. Every moment you focus is a step toward your destiny. You are not here to drift. You are not here to settle. You are here to burn brightly, to build boldly, to live fiercely. Your priorities are your compass, your fire, your sword. Wield them. Protect them. Honor them. The world is waiting not to stop you, but to see what you'll become. So go, focus, create, rise, and never, ever look back.